All right, the next piece we're going to do, we also did at Saturday on Images, and we are featuring another one of our soloist award winners. This is featuring Corinne Hinsman on the trumpet. She also won a soloist award for this, so give her a hand. This piece is called I Remember Clifford. All right. We do have some jazz band specific awards. I know it's not in the programs, but I'm going to give out some jazz band specific awards before we go too much further. I am going to talk about people who have lettered in jazz band later when we talk about all the band letters, but I do want to give out some other awards. Before we do that, if you're a senior or if you're graduating this year, can you please stand up and be recognized?
Yeah, Jamie, stand up.
Charlie Hicks over playing vibes and auxiliary percussion. Luca also playing vibes and auxiliary percussion. Shelby and Brandon on the tenor sax. Braden on the alto sax. James on the trumpet. And a round of applause for them. You guys can sit down. Thank you. All right. In both concert band and jazz band, I always like to recognize our rookies. So we have a Rookie of the Year award for concert band, but in jazz band, it's not fun to just call it the Jazz Band Rookie of the Year award. So we call this the John Coltrane Award. I don't really know why other than it's jazz related. But this is for to recognize the player or players, in this case this year, who are new to jazz band at Sterling High School. Most of the time it's a freshman, it's not always a freshman. But I have 2 Rookie of the Year or John Coltrane Jazz Band Awards this year. Both of these students have been phenomenal, both in ensemble jazz band playing as well as soloist playing. One of them did win an award this weekend at Elitch's, and the other one actually has been invited this year to play at the local community college jazz band as a freshman. So will Eliana Pelton and Noah Pedro please come get their awards. MVP awards, just like in sports, most valuable player. In this case, for the jazz band, MVP is somebody who really has proven themselves to be an exceptionally valuable musical asset to the jazz band specifically. They're great at solos, they know what's going on in ensembles, they can make decisions on the fly, they can make decisions for other parts of the group and help the other group on the fly. This person is actually the 3rd soloist winner award from this weekend, and that's Mr. Josh Embrick. Microphone's not cooperating. There we go. All right, we have one final piece for you for the jazz band tonight. Since this is our Springs Pops concert, we are going to bring back our Pops piece that we played at our first Friday concert if you were there. This is the Pink Panther by Hannah Mancini. We're going to feature 2 of our tenor saxophones, Moises and Josh, on this piece. bear with us. We're going to reset the stage for symphonic band, and then we're going to give out some band letter awards.
So right here is all time to go back.
If you can get there.
I can't undo that this way.
It's live. What?
Why? They're not doing nothing.
We'll be back.
Hmm?
We'll be back.
Well, it was more than one, right? So he is good for something. I'll give him credit for 3. Why do people listen? Their shoes. Feel that? You should know from the cash register. Okay, so while I was at lunch, so issued anything. I only put it out one time.
people, if they are here, to please come join me on stage. Amelia Davidson, Laura Seed, Tristan Lee, Faith Cole, Shelby Reinick, and Alyssa C. You can clap for them.
Huh?
These lovely band members in front of you made up our color guard this year when we competed in marching band for the first time, and they are all receiving a color guard letter. Give them a round of applause. I need the following freshmen to please come join me on stage now. Dominic Diaz, Chase Forbes, Eliana Hilton, and Noah Pendleton. I did just call Dominic a freshman, didn't I? I actually meant Dominic, not Johnny. I'm sorry. I called him a freshman. But I meant Dominic. That's what I'm saying, not Johnny. But I called Dominic a freshman. So Dominic, you can come join them, but I know you're not a freshman. Thank you, Johnny. Who have lettered in jazz band this year for the first time. I meant to say this before I started this. All of you will get your letters and your letter certificates from me, except for color guard, because I just had them ready at the end of the night when I can give you all your certificates at once instead of trying to do it a million times. So you'll get them. But congratulations. I need the following band members to join me on stage, please. Izzy Baca, Chris Braun, Carly Hicks, and Luca Pendleton. How many times can we make the same people go up and down the stairs? That's the question. These are all of your band members. Oh, I'll let you finish. I'm sorry. These are all of your band members who are lettering in jazz band for the second time, so they are receiving their first bar for their jazz band letter this year. All right, another group. I need the following band members to join me up here once again. Mason, Beth, Josh, Emmerich, Corinne Hinsman, Matea Pelton, Isaiah Wilkins, and James Waits. Third year, so they are receiving their second bar for their letter in jazz band. I apologize in advance for how long the next list is, but we're going to keep adding to it as we go. Can I have, this time, actually freshmen, the following freshmen join me on stage. Chase Forbes, Eliana Pelton, Noah Pendleton, and Nick Vargas. Can we also have receiving their band letters tonight. We're going to see some repeat faces, but it's okay. Can I have the following band members join me on stage once again, some of you, and for the first time, some of the rest of you. Izzy Baca, Chris Braun, Diana Diaz, Dominic Diaz, Dylan Kaiser, and Carter Clover Diaz. These are all of the band members who are lettering for band for the second time, so they're receiving their first bar for concert band letters. All right, this is the big giant list, I'm sorry. I need the following band members to join me on stage. Mason Beth, Josh Emmerich, Corinne Hinsman, Callum Hurst, Addie Pasco, Matea Pelton, Luca Pendleton, Kira Simmons, Moises Soto, David Stein, James Waite, and Isaiah Wilkins.
Can't.
Alright. These band members are receiving what would be a second bar, so they're lettering in band for the third time, but for us, we use a special pin called the 3rd-year service chain, or the 3 years of service pin. So they're receiving a second bar and their 3 years of service pin in band this year. And Mason and Kira to stay on stage. Now, when you letter in a lot of varsity sports, it's based on playing time. So when you letter in band for Sterling High School, there's a certain amount of points that you earn for every event that you're a part of, for everything that you do. And there's a specific number of points that you have to get to letter. Some overachievers have gotten double that many points in 1 year's worth of time. So these are our double letter award winners for this show. And James, I lied, you have to stay. Cody Amon, will you join James and I on stage, please? Now, if you know any of the seniors, you know that their freshman year of band was a little bit different than most of their other years of band because that was cohorts for COVID year. So, James, with his double letter, and Cody, because Cody was the only one of her class who actually lettered in band her freshman year, will both be receiving their 4 years of service pin and award for lettering in band this year. One more round of applause for all of our band letterers this year. Symphonic band, come join us on stage, please.
We're gonna run out.
Come on, I did it. So you went down the stairs just to pick up that.
Yeah, should have stayed.
Got it. Like 2 more songs. Well, who's that? So do that.
All right, this is the Sterling High School Symphonic Band. I want you guys to go play a little bit, make sure your instruments are on. All right, the first piece that the symphonic band is going to play for you tonight is actually has a little bit of a story to it, and she's probably going to kill me for bringing her up on stage, but I'm not going to make her come up here with me because I promised. But our dear Mrs. Lamori, who is leaving us for this next year, apparently this was the very first piece that she ever conducted as drum major in her high school. So this piece kind of has a little bit of a sentimental piece to it for Miss Lamori, but this is Russian Sailor's Dance. All right. The next piece we're going to play for you is actually by a really well-known choir composer. This is called October by Eric Whitaker. We are going to feature Josh Emmerich on euphonium on this piece. All right, the next piece we're going to play for you is a Spanish march, which happens to be one of our trumpet players' favorite thing in the whole world for concert band. Matilda. We played a Spanish march for you in March. We wanted to play another Spanish march for you at this concert as well. This is called Amparito Roca. All right. For our next piece, we're actually going to feature some of the brass players from concert band. So if you're playing on incantation with us, you want to come up here, please, guys. And percussionists, I'm sorry, brass players and percussionists. All right. Well, they're getting settled. This is actually a piece that I played when I was in high school. It's one of my favorite pieces that I've ever played in a concert band setting. And when we went to, was it CSU Pueblo this year or last year, you guys? When we heard information? Was it last year? Okay. When we went to the Festival of Winds at CSU Pueblo last year, their college concert band played this piece. And my percussionists were like, can we please play this piece? And I was like, guys, I don't know, but we are lucky enough to have one of the most talented not one of, the most talented band that I've ever been able to conduct as our symphonic band here at Sterling. So we tried it out and put it together, and it started coming together really easily. And then we started adding a couple more brass players to fill out some parts and some more percussionists, and we did it. So we have for you Incantation and Dance. I think you can probably guess why the percussionist really wanted to play that piece. It's kind of percussion heavy. It's okay. Alright. This is a Pops concert, and inadvertently we accidentally made a theme for Symphonic music with sailing and ocean and whales and other things. So the Pops piece that made the most sense is, of course, Pirates of the Caribbean. But we played Pirates of the Caribbean from the first movie last year. Was that only last year? Last year. So we are going to play for you Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End as our Pops piece, please, guys. So this is going to be our version of Pirates. Before we play our last piece of symphonic band, I do want to take a minute to recognize seniors in symphonic band. However, seniors, listen carefully to directions. If you also are a senior who plays in concert band, don't stand up yet. If you are a senior who has played in jazz band but also only plays in symphonic band and will not play with the concert band when they come up here, can you stand up please and be recognized? This is going along with our theme that we accidentally made. You guys can sit down. Going along with our theme that we accidentally made, Josh Emmerich actually, I think, recommended this piece like way last summer sometime. And I was like, you know what? I don't know if we're ever going to have a band that can play this. This is really hard. It's really challenging. And I had them listen to it one time for a listen journal, and they did the same thing that they did with Incantation and Dance. They were like, let's do it. Please buy it. Let's do it. Let's just see. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but let's do it, please. So we did it. And it's probably their favorite piece that we have on our set so far. And it's also the most challenging, but this is called Sailing with Waves. Oh, it was David Stein, not Josh Emmerich. I'm sorry, David, I didn't give you credit. All right, we're gonna rearrange one more time for concert band, and then we'll be back with you guys.
she fit right in with us. She has the same humor, the same personality of a lot of the other band members. So I present to you the Fit Right In Award.
And then I have the pleasure of getting the Symphonic Section Leaders Award. And I've known Kira since I think the start of my sophomore year. And I've known Kira to always speak her mind. She's not scared to say what she needs to say. Even if it's going to hurt your feelings a little bit, you know you need to hear it. So I'm giving Kira the Speak Your Mind Award for always standing up for people and herself.
All right, I need all my clarinet players to join us on stage, and if you are awarding a clarinet player,
Howdy. I'm Mason Duff. I'm the clarinet section leader. So I have awards for all of them, for all of the clarinet section. So my first one is titled Around the World. This player has gone through a lot of different sections in their time. This past year they were in color guard, they played tenor sax in the jazz band, and they played bass clarinet. So I declare the Around the World Award to Shelby. Alright, so this next one is for another graduating person who's graduating. This person is graduating early, and I know that sometimes their time at the high school has been a little rough. But they get through it, and that's pretty cool. And they're traveling on to New Horizons. So I give Carly the On to New Horizons Award. Alright, so the next one I'm going to do is about a freshman. This freshman is, when I first met them, they were very shy, and they were very just, they didn't really want to communicate and talk a lot, and that's okay. But over this year, they have opened up, they've gone out of their shell, and that is why I give Rylan the Turtle Award. This next person is in my grade, they're a junior. So, me and him, we've had a few fun little conversations. We have a few good friends that we like to hang around with. And sometimes we can be a little suspicious with how we act, if that makes sense in a weird way. So, I hereby give him the Just Besties Award. Alright, and then this last one goes out to the freshman in the back. Ever since I met them, they've been pretty loud. They like to have a few jokes, and you know they're in the room. Yeah. They're very theatrical in the way that they express themselves and the way they talk. And so I hereby give Chase the Histrionics Award.
so there is one more clarinet player, the one who was just announcing, and if you don't know about Mason's car, it has a bad problem where it likes to break down to the point that one night we were here well past midnight trying to jumpstart the battery. So for you, I have the Put It in Neutral Award.
Double reed players on stage, please. I believe that's just Cody and Sam. You get your own section.
So I don't know Sam very well, but one thing I do know is that at every marching competition we went to, Sam managed to bring the souvenir back from the land, permanently borrowed, but we get the Crow Award. which I
Okay, so whenever we went outside for marching or any other events, Cody would have this like plaid blanket hoodie thing that you wrap around yourself like a cocoon. So for you, I have the Chrysalis Emergence.
Saxophones, you're next. If you play saxophone. Can you tell who the loudest group in the band is?
So I only really drew one award, but I did it for who's kind of been my right-hand man the whole band school year. So for Eliana, we have Passing the Torch Award.
So at the beginning of the year, Braden was named section leader, and I think from there I just kind of stole the title. I don't know why, it just happened. So I am here with the other 6 awards, and the person will go to one of my best friends and one of my most forgetsy friends, because he sometimes, maybe a lot of times, leaves his stuff at home. So Mr. Josh Wadsworth, I have for you the I Left It at Home Award. The next person I have an award for is one of the most nonchalant, oh well, I guess that sucks kind of mentality people I know. So, Brandon Salas, for you I have the I Could Care Less Award. This person did not quite want to do band at the beginning of the year, but he somehow got stuck in it. And from there, he has been told that he gets everything, poor soul. So, Johnny, for you I have the Voluntold Award. Okay, second to last award. I know there's a lot. But this is for the person who the first 3 years in band did not really care to try, because he was like, oh well. And this last year he decided to give it his all, because he was like, oh wait a minute, I really like this. So Gavin Dempsey, I have for you the Redemption Arc Award. This one's second to last. This person, he tries his best, and we love him for it. So, Owen Clark, I have for you the A for Effort Award.
otherwise known as the man I sit next to almost every single day, is him pulling out his phone and playing this game called Legend while playing the saxophone at the same time or during resting. So for you, Braden Plank, I have for you the Ultimate Multitasker Award.
All right, horns. If you are a horn player, you are next.
Okay, hi. I'm the half trumpet section leader, half horn trumpet section leader. Yeah, I do half the jobs, I don't know. But my first award goes to someone who ended up taking my job after I was supposed to be gone. I didn't end up being gone, I tried back up, but he kept doing my job anyway, and he did it well. So the Vice President Award goes to Chris.
Alright, yeah, I'm the person who stole the job. So I have an award for the freshman of the horns. Joined horn section just this year. But I don't think I've ever seen this person wear a dull outfit. I'm talking like hoodies and sweatpants. I've never seen this person wear this. They're always dressed up with fun, iconic outfits, especially Ninja Turtles. Love the Ninja Turtles. And so I give Theo the Fashion Sense Award.
Okay, this one has a lot of explaining to it, but I'm going to give you the name of the award before I tell you the person is going to, if you don't already know. But the name of the award is the Zuko Award. If you don't know who Zuko is, he's a character from this show called Avatar: The Last Airbender. And basically in the show, he gets a redemption arc. And Diana started really high, really well, like she was doing the same things I was doing. I'm really scared right now. But basically this year, things kind of fell off for me. They kind of just went downhill. And she stepped up near the end. So she had her redemption arc. This is why I'm giving Diana Diaz the Zuko Award. Hello again. I'm Corinne's Award. And well, if there's one thing you know about Corinne, it's that she loves sheep. So she's getting the Shepherd Award for being such an amazing leader and also collecting her own flock of sheep and always creating one wherever she goes.
Trumpet. Your trumpet player right on stage. Trumpets are next.
All right, this award also goes back to the marching season. I was drum major at the time, so I wasn't necessarily part of this, but one of these trumpets every day at some point would come up and ask me what the time was. I thought he was just impatient, but I found out that actually he was placing bets on what time it was with other trumpet members. So, to aid in rest, I have the Time is Money Award.
Okay, so when I was brainstorming ideas for this person, I asked James what ideas he had, and he said, "What about you do something about the way this trumpet player speaks? Because he speaks like he's from 1756 all the time." So Noah Pendleton, Noah Patrick Pendleton, you get the Impeccable Grammar Award.
Okay, so I'm the half trumpet section leader. So this person tends to get these amazing sweaters / cardigans from her mother. And I asked her, where do you get those? She's like, oh, they're just hand-me-downs. So I connected this to how her mother's musical talent is also being passed down to her in the same way the sweaters are. So Matea, you get the hand-me-down award. And I have the last from this award, Mr. James Wade. And it's another marching story. And I remember that every time we went to a marching competition and someone standing in the concessions line asked James how tall he was, he always deadpanned, turned to them, and said, I'm 5'10", and then turned around. So he's getting the 5'10" award.
Low brass, if you're a low brass player, you're next.
Hi, I'm the low brass section leader, and I got a bunch of awards for these guys. They're probably the most interesting group of people I've ever seen put together in a section. Kind of all got our first going on. But every so often, maybe twice a month, I'll ask like random questions in our low brass group chat about, hey, how do you do this, or what's a good playing technique for this? And whoever answered the most or the right answer that I was looking for got a bunch of brownie points that I keep track of. So I'm giving the brownie point award for getting the most brownie points this year. Okay, and if you didn't notice, we have like 3 band directors helping the low brass section this year. So we're kind of small, but one instrument is always small, and that's the tuba. We've had one tuba player basically all 4 years here. So I'm giving Isaiah Harder the Holding the Fort Award for keeping the tubas alive. You'll also notice a trombone in the seats right now. If you just look behind you, David, there's just a trombone back there. And the student that owns this trombone really wants to play trombone all the time, even though they are a classical youth player, which is fair because trombone is great. So I'm giving David Stein the Boniac Award because he's a maniac for trombones. And my final award is called the Twinning Award. I've watched this student grow at about the same rate that I've done and do the exact same things I did in like the most wholesome ways. Like this person is living what I lived through, and I'm so glad that they're doing these same things and pushing themselves. So Dominic Diaz gets the Twinning Award.
Going back to marching band, one member, who you already know is Josh, does a lot on the marching field, both during the school year and outside of the school year, including DCI. So, in order to get through all of that physically intense marching, you need to be very tough or invincible. So you get the Invincible Award.
Last but not least, we have percussion/rhythm section. So Aiden Kaiser, get up here too.
Okay, so this person last year, he came in the band and he wouldn't even touch balance. He was afraid. And this year, I feel like he has improved, like he's shown a lot that he's improved on the balance. And I know that he plays piano now, and he can play cello, violin. So this award goes to Carter, and it's the Music Maestro Award. So I don't think there's been a day in band that I've been with him that he hasn't played Megalomania, which is a song from Undertale. So this score goes to Luca, the Megalomaniac. This score goes to Callum, so he's in charge of running our weekly poll, which is funny questions like best duo, biggest toe. This year, I don't know. So this is the ballot award for Callum. So this next person, going into high school band, he only wanted to do jazz band. And I think this year he has learned a lot about playing bass on like the stand-up bass. And he's learned a lot more like techniques and stuff for concert band. And so this goes to Aiden, the New Recollection. Okay, so this next award goes to Faith. And so she didn't join band until this semester. And she's doing great. She's in the construction section. So this is Faith, and it's never too late.
This first award is every day I come to band and this person just loves to talk to me and I love talking to them back. And whenever they're around, it's just a great conversation to have. They have so many interesting stories and they tell them so well. And for that, I'm giving Kira Perez the Professional Yapper Award. This person, they came into the band as a guitarist and didn't really know anything about percussion. They were just kind of forced into our little culture. And they've really grown into this. And like I got them to play snare, which is something they never thought they would be able to do. And so I give Fallon the From the Shadows Award. We all know like, the famous candy of Sour Patch Kids and how they're sour and they're sweet and they're gone. But this kid, he started off really sweet, and then became kind of sour towards me. But today really showed how like authentic this is, because I dropped all of my music as we were switching things, and he helped me pick it up. So I give Matthew the Reverse Sour Patch Kid Award. My last award, he has a concussion, so he's not here. But his original award was going to be Late to the Party, and that belonged to Josue.
My last percussion award, it kind of calls back to our drum major last year, not this year. And her name was Molly Mitchell. She played quads during marching season, she played snare. She was an amazing musician overall. And Isaiah ended up becoming drum major after she graduated and followed almost exactly in her footsteps. So I'm giving Isaiah the Iron Sharpens Iron Award. Did we get them all? Cool. Concert band, get up here.
It's a sequin.
Huh?
It's a sequin.
Uh-huh. Been stepping over it for like three concerts.
Also, how often they clean in here?
Who's on the carpet?
So the ladies' room is flooding.
What?
The ladies' room is flooding.
I know. Whatever. We've been watching the progress.
Yeah. Went in there, put in the stall. Went. Hello. Tap when I'm in. If it's already wet.
All right, this is the Sterling High School Concert Band. We're fortunate enough this semester to have enough kids in band and enough interest in band to split band into two different class periods. We have two totally separate bands that meet during the day and rehearse during the day. The first piece we're going to play is actually a symphony. It's in 5 movements. I promise it's not as long as it sounds. All 5 movements are written by Randall Standridge, or Randy Standy, as we like to call him. This is the Darklands Symphony, and it actually has a story that goes to it, so there's a little bit of an introduction to each of the movements, but this is the Darklands Symphony.
For centuries, the Darklands have been cursed by the immortal king of Darkheart Castle. Many heroes have tried and failed to free the cursed land from his grasp, only to become cursed themselves. Their bodies morphed into hotting trees with drooping branches, cracked bark-like teeth, and spindly vines that drag adventurers to their demise. The pose these heroes once wore now wander through the darkness, searching for a body to ensnare. A young man named David idolized these heroes, who were willing to sacrifice their lives for a greater cause. Eager to make a name for himself, David ventured to the periphery of the Darklands, marching along and encountering all the obstacles with glee. However, David soon learned the green reality of the Darklands. As he ventured deeper into the twisted forests and stagnant bogs, the lack of life frightened him. It's an eerie feeling to be completely alone, but still feel the eyes of Elise watching over you, almost as if the trees themselves were haunting him. His once cheerful and confident stride had now devolved into a panicked run deeper into the darkness, searching for something, anything to help him. Then at last, as the horrors of the land closed in on him, David spotted a town surrounded by walls. Took everything he had to make it there, sprinting through the bush, dodging, grappling the vines and weeping branches. The haunted tree's limbs were reaching out to catch David, but as he dashed through, he came to the village just in time and slammed shut behind him.
dressed in fine silks with gilded linings, his torso sways hypnotically as his feet frantically shuffle beneath him, almost as if dancing to an entirely different rhythm. The man locks eyes with David as he directs himself towards him, his face shifting as he enters and retreats from the moonlight. "I'm the Prince Mood, and you need my help." Seeming to know David's intent, he felt he had no other option but to agree. As he nodded his head and the prince let out a manic laugh. Prince Moon turned his back to David, walking towards the exit of the town. As David cautiously followed, he could hear the prince mumbling to himself in different voices, like he was putting on a play and assuming all the roles himself. Their journey to the end of the forest continued, and David grew more cautious by the minute. The prince's laughter drowned out the other voices as his teeth grew jagged and snaggled, his eyes glowing deeper as he turned to face David. As he turned, he realized David was already gone now. He had spotted a church in the distance and saw that as a refuge from the mad prince. The prince's failure to capture David amused him. He began to laugh and laugh like no man had heard before. David could hear the laughter across the forest as he ran to the Black Dog Church.
David arrives at the ruins of what was once a church shrouded in darkness. As David ventures into the church, he examines the area. Fallen beams, cracked floors, destroyed pews, and black snakes slithering through the floorboards and around the remaining support beams. As David approached the altar, the snakes began to pray. At the foot of the altar was a bundle of clothes, priest robes. The army of snakes began to slither into the robes, the prayers swelling as the black bell rang. Bell tones echoed through the hollow church, prompting the snakes to form and intertwine, filling the robes and assuming the shape of the former priest. The priest pointed to the hole of the ceiling, revealing that in the distance stood the Darkheart Castle. David knew his destiny resided in that castle. As David marched towards the castle, he knew his fate lay at hand.
David entered the castle with relative ease. The castle was dusty, cold, and dark. The only light emanating from the ballroom with its golden candelabras and chandeliers. In the center of the ballroom was a statue of a woman dressed in black silk masquerade attire and a red ruby crown. Must be the queen, David thought. David looked around the room, his palms sweaty and the hairs standing on the back of his neck. He found nothing that confirmed his suspicion. No monsters waiting to pounce. Just masquerade masks littering the floor. As the moon rose to its peak, the light shone through the glass ceiling, illuminating the ballroom even more. And as the light struck the statue, the queen came to life, shedding her stone skin for flesh. As music filled the halls, the queen began to dance, and as she danced, the mosque around the room came to life, held by the shadowy figures of noble men and women caught in the curse. David watched as they elegantly danced around him. It was hypnotic. Enthralled by the dance, his body moved with them on its own accord. He danced for hours, and he could feel the dark magic of the castle wrapping itself around him. No matter what, he couldn't break free. If nothing happened, the curse would rip his soul from his body, and he would dance in this hall for eternity. As the hours passed, he felt his body slipping from him, and just as he was beginning to submit to the curse, a burst of wild magic pushed David out of the ballroom and into the main hall leading to the throne room. Whatever saved him had freed him from the queen's dance and showed him the path to lifting the curse.
As David took the steps towards the throne room, he took notice of the portraits lining the walls. As David took the steps towards, he noticed that the portraits lining the walls depicted the prince, who looked no different from the boys in his village, and the queen, who was just as beautiful in the portrait as she was in person. David couldn't find the priest among the portraits, but he assumed that the king had punished him by transforming him into an army of snakes for attempting to stop him. David's anger began to swell. He hated the king for what he had done. He had deprived these people of a meaningful life, trapping them in profane forms and forcing a monstrous immortality onto them. David did not understand why, only that he had to free these people. When David reached the throne room doors, a wave of finality, he confronted a crucial moment where he had to either step up as a hero or be trapped with the others. He puffed out his chest, summoned all his courage, and threw the doors open. The clacking of the door echoed through the throne room, a dark, decaying room. It was empty. There was no king to battle, no curse to lift. David anxiously paced the room, looking for a sign, something to lead him. In his anger, he grabbed the candelabra and threw it onto the wall, cracking the rotting wood. David's eyes widened, and the wood began to piece itself back together. At that moment, David understood that the civilians of the Darklands, the adventurers, and the king's families were not the only ones to be cursed. The king had become one with the Dark Heart's castle. He had cursed himself as well. The walls of the castle began to shift. David had aimed at the king, and now he would be trapped forever. David knew he had to try to escape, but as he ran through the castle, the king's magic continued to change it, shifting the interior and its structure. David had no way of navigating the changing halls. He began to lose hope. Then, he heard the hissing of snakes and the ringing of the black bell. The priest had come to save him. The snakes led David through the labyrinth. The castle became, as the main castle gates began to close. He put all the energy into his legs, trying to beat the gate. David was close. He made his final move, a leap through the gateway just before the iron bars slammed behind him, sealing the castle forever.
our underclassmen band. It's not all underclassmen, but they're doing a great job. Okay, I told the seniors from last class that I was going to recognize you in this class as well. So if you are a senior who played in both symphonic band and is currently playing in concert band as well, will you stand up and wave for us, please? Isaiah Hart on the tuba, Cody Ingram on the oboe, Braden Plank on the alto saxophone, and James Waite on the trumpet. In case you didn't see in our tenor sax section, we've had a kind of an outfit change for the next piece. I originally programmed this piece for symphonic band actually, and they kind of blew through it really fast, like had it concert ready in like 2 days. So I decided to throw it to a concert band just to see what would happen, and I think they fell in love with it just a little bit, in case you can't tell by Gavin's outfit. So this is Raiders of the Lost Ark medley. has one last piece for you. So if you are a senior in concert band who has not been recognized yet, will you please stand up for us? Seniors in concert band. Gavin, that's you. Is it just Gavin? I didn't think it was just. And Faith. Faith, give us a wave. And Callum! Callum, why aren't you waving? Callum's trying to hide a big one. We've got Gavin Dempsey on the tenor saxophone. And Faith Cole and Callum Hurst on percussion. Our last piece is a piece that I could probably play in my sleep, honestly, or conduct in my sleep. I've played this piece, I don't even know how many times to count, and I conducted it several as well. So I got really frustrated in rehearsal the other day and kind of like took my score and caught myself just staring at the score instead of looking at the kids and kind of threw my score to the side. So Cody stole my score and won't let me have it back. No, I asked him to take it. So we're gonna do this without me staring at the score so I can actually engage with the kids, but this is Disney at the movies. Seniors though, you don't have to be part of resetting this, but I need you to go down and sit in the front row while everybody else is resetting the stage for you really quick. Quickly, please. So now you can come join us and get your chair set. Seniors, come sit in the front row. No, you can keep your chair.
Hmm.